I'm Sohini, Dutt. Now, as a team, we love cars with a go-anywhere attitude, and that is simply because we ourselves are built for adventure. And that quest for adventure has brought us to this beautiful yet extremely challenging terrain of Spiti Valley. The temperatures here dip to minus 25 degrees Celsius, and this is where our OD boys Rahul and Rishabh have decided to bring in these SUVs to find out just which one is ideal for this kind of an expedition. But boys, looks like you all have your preferences already set. Rahul, why have you chosen the Fortuner?
It's quite simple actually. The previous generation Fortuner is known to have been one of the toughest, most rugged go-anywhere SUVs in India. So when Toyota launched this model, it was the obvious choice.
And Rishabh, you seem to be very well cocooned inside the Ford Endeavour.
So the Endeavour has proven itself as a comfortable and luxurious SUV, and I was really impressed with it when we had it for a road test back in Mumbai. So there was no doubt in my mind that the Endeavour is my choice when you have to drive in Spiti.
Well, that sounds great. Let's just see which SUV finally comes out on top.
Think of the toughest and most extreme conditions most people would drive their car in. Multiply that by 10 and it still wouldn't be as tough as the conditions we just endured in Himachal Pradesh's Kaza in Spiti Valley. It is one of the coldest and most unpredictable places you can visit in India, with temperatures ranging from minus 7 to minus 25 degrees in winter. Roads here are opened and closed more often than a supermarket door. In fact, it gets so cold in the winter that it's quite a hotspot to go looking for the elusive snow leopard, which moves lower down to the mountains and closer to the villages to find food and water. But to go looking for one means driving around 550 kilometers from Chandigarh to Kaza via Rampur and Poo through a variety of terrain. Smooth tarmac, broken tarmac, no tarmac, and then snow and ice. Not a task for the average car, I would say. What you need is the perfect expedition vehicle. A vehicle that will get there comfortably while keeping you comfortable too.
Okay, then the new Ford Endeavour. It's a lovely, lovely cabin. Very well appointed, spacious, good use of materials. It feels like a proper luxury SUV. Thing that I like about it, first of all, are the seats. For an SUV that's supposed to cover long distances, or rather you're supposed to cover long distances in, it's really comfortable seats. The bolstering is good, you got good support, so even after 9 or 10 hours of driving, you're not fatigued at all. Then you have a nice 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with a lovely 10-speaker sound system, so for what you covered there. You have a nice sunroof here, panoramic, so it sort of helps your passengers soak in the environment around you. And generally it's a very nice and comfortable cabin to be in. I think this cabin definitely outscores the Toyota Fortuners, and I think Rahul would agree with me on that count.
The previous generation Fortuner was a favorite for such trips thanks to its rock-solid reliability and off-road capability. So naturally, expectations from the new one were very high. But sitting in the cabin of a 40 lakh car, it was hard to mask my disappointment. If there was one word to describe the Fortuner's interior, it would be functional. It's got all your basic creature comforts. It's got climate control, it's got an okay touchscreen system, it's got decent speakers, and it's good. I mean, it's ergonomic, it's designed well, it's easy to use. That said, it could have been a little more modern. I mean, you're paying this much money for a car and you do expect some more features out of it.
So the Endeavour we have here is the one with the 3.2 litre engine. It's very refined, very responsive too, and never did I feel that I needed more power from the engine when climbing up the mountains. That said, I wish there was a little more feel from the throttle and the brake pedal.
So the engine of the Fortuner is a little bit on the cruder side of things, despite being from the Innova, in which we thought it was actually quite good. But there's quite a bit of vibration while you're idling, and it's almost as loud as Rishabh when he's snoring. But otherwise, when you're on the move, everything's okay. It's smooth, it's refined, and it's very lively. Throttle response is very good, and you feel very connected to what's happening at the engine.
Alright, to be very honest with you guys, I'm an off-road noob. I do not know how to drive off-road. So what I really appreciate about the Endeavour is the 6-speed automatic transmission that comes with the 3.2 litre engine. With that, I don't have to do any of these gear shifts, everything taken care of. I have the terrain management system in snow mode right now, so it's taking care of throttle response, taking care of the traction control, stuff like that. It's makes life really simple for someone like me who's not really experienced enough to probably drive in these conditions. So that's a good thing.
Unlike the Endeavour, the Fortuner I'm driving is a 6-speed manual. You do get an automatic variant as well, but for hardcore off-road enthusiasts like me, I prefer a stick shift. It gives me a sense of control, and to be honest, I've put it in second gear right from when I left the house, and it's just been going and haven't had to shift a gear at all. I found the Fortuner's handling around the bends to be quite impressive. When you're sitting in a car that's got a ground clearance of 184mm, you'd expect an unnerving amount of body roll when taking a corner at high speeds. But with a little faith, I pushed a little harder and it stayed controlled. Steering feedback is impressive and feels well weighted too. But at slower speeds, this can get a little heavy to use. Around the bends, the Endeavour would handle just as well as the Fortuner with hardly any body roll. The steering weighs up very well and offers good feedback. The supple damping of the suspension absorbed everything in its path, barely letting any movement get into the cabin. It felt like a proper luxury SUV.
Hey Rahul, how's it going?
Yep, go for Rahul.
So, my Endeavour's got snow mode and it's doing a brilliant job of, keeping me on the track. I don't have to do much, just to stay gentle on the throttle, that's it. I don't have to worry about anything. What about you?
Hey, I have a basic 4x4 high, and that's all I need. Despite your fancy snow mode and all, I still see you slipping and sliding all over the place, okay?
Hey, that's called tram landing, alright. You see the grooves on the road, no? So that's what's happening. You're doing a good job.
Sure. What this car does have is two engine modes. One is the power mode and one is the eco mode. Eco mode, as you would expect, reduces throttle sensitivity and changes the engine map a little to be more fuel efficient, while power mode increases the mid-range and is a very noticeable difference. It makes it very lively and very nice to drive. We were subjecting these cars to extreme temperatures, and hence we needed engine oil that was rated best for use in these conditions. Our best bet was Mobil 1's 0W40 engine oil, which was developed with excellent low temperature capabilities. It's around minus 10 degrees right now, and the most important thing in conditions like this is to keep your diesel from freezing. For that, we've got some antifreeze, and this should keep the diesel from becoming viscous and clogging up the fuel lines, and also help us in a cold start. So we'll see how that fares in the morning.
Dude, that was the coldest night of my life.
Yeah, me too.
Minus 25 degrees.
Yeah, but what will be interesting is, wow, nice. What will be interesting is how the cars start after being exposed to minus 25 all night. I mean, I know Toyotas have been proven in this environment. They start right immediately. So let's see.
I think the Ford will start too.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Let's go. Let's see.
Starting the engine after such a cold night is not an easy task. First, you've got to pop up the hood and let the engine soak in the warmth of the sun. While you wait, there's no better time to de-ice the car. Yes, large chunks of rock solid ice that could damage your car permanently need to be broken off before you start the car. This task is just as tough and as time consuming as it looks. But finally, it was time to crank up the engine.
Right, so we finished de-icing the car now. I'll do one thing. Let me start the Ford first. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's taking longer than I expected.
Yeah. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Woohoo! He got it! Okay, let's see what you throw that at. Okay,
Okay,
8 times, huh?
8 times.
Wow, really?
Good old girl. Good stuff. Let's go.
All right, let's go. What I'm really impressed about is that the Endeavour is running perfectly even after being exposed to minus 25 degrees Celsius. These are extreme conditions and well, there are no problems at all. No blockages on the fuel lines, nothing. It's just moving perfectly. So really, really impressed with this.
Now, so far, the boys have been sitting in the heated comfort of their cabins and they've been telling you how these SUVs perform in this kind of condition. Actually, it's minus 10 now and the boys have had to get out of their comfort zone and they have to wrap snow chains around their tires.
Wrapping the tires with snow chains is actually fairly simple if you know all the right steps. However, ensuring you follow those steps to the dot is crucial to your safety and to avoid permanent damage to your vehicle. First, you have to lay the snow chains flat on the road just ahead of the tire you're going to wrap. We wrap snow chains around the front left and rear right tires. This way, steering inputs work and braking is evenly distributed between the front and rear wheels. Once the chains are laid out, you simply drive over them slowly and then join the links.
So one very important piece of equipment that you need when you're driving in these conditions is snow chains. If you do not have them on and when you encounter soft snow or hard ice on the road, your tires will not have any grip. So what snow chains do in that case is help you break through the hard ice on the road or give you traction on soft snow. That also helps you with steering then and braking. We obviously feel that snow chains are indispensable and you should always carry them around whenever you're driving in snow because it will be a lifesaver in a tricky situation.
Once we were well acquainted with the snow, it was time for the playground test. It's a test to see which of these SUVs is more capable of getting you out of a very tricky off-road situation. Both cars seemed to make it through the first few meters with relative ease. However, once they started to get closer to the middle, both started to struggle. But using basic off-road techniques that are possible with a manual transmission, like rocking the car, the Fortuner started to plow through again while the Endeavour refused to budge.
Come on, go. So, looks like you're stuck, huh? Yeah, man, no manual in this. But I was close. Come on. Hey, close don't cut it. Come on. There's a winner and there's a loser. Yeah, right.
Finally, the Endeavour had to be winched out while Rishabh warmed himself with a much needed hot tea.
There's some hot tea. Maybe this should help me get us out.
The Fortuner's design is not one that you will fall in love with at first sight. In fact, a lot of people are saying that it's lost that rugged look that the previous gen Fortuner had. And it's true, it looks more like an urban SUV now. However, it's a design that grows on you. It did on me. In comparison, the Endeavour looks as burly and as intimidating as big American SUVs get. At the same time, it also looks like a thoroughbred luxury SUV. And this is a design that almost everyone will fall in love with immediately. Even the interior, with its beige and black color scheme, looks and feels a lot more premium than the Fortuner's all-black theme.
So boys, you've spent some quality time with these two cars over the past few days. I'm sure you've arrived at some common consensus.
Nope.
No? What's the overdrive verdict then?
Alright, so see, the Endeavour is a far better expedition SUV. It's comfortable, it's packed with features, better ride and handling, and I remember a lot of us who are on the expedition right now, they love sitting in the Endeavour rather than the Toyota. So overall, it makes for the perfect long distance SUV, and most of all, it does everything effortlessly. So in that respect, I think it's slightly better car.
Well, while I don't disagree with him, I still think the Fortuner is far more capable in tricky off-road situations, especially with that 6-speed manual transmission. In an expedition like this, when you're going to such remote places, you want to be able to get out of a tricky situation quickly, and that's where the Fortuner comes out on top. Apart from that, I also think it's more of a driver's car than the Endeavour, and that's why I love the Fortuner.
Well, I guess by the end of it, we can agree on one thing, that both the cars performed beautifully over these terrains.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah.